Now it honestly feels like you guys are doing the work for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and make this video because Will Charles 777 left it in the comment section and he said I had his full blessings to actually go ahead and progress with the video on this. So the new ball player glitch slash method, we have it, it has arrived. Now I'm gonna be answering a ton of ball player questions as we progress throughout the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But you can go into whatever file you currently have loaded up and do this glitch. This glitch is actually even faster than the previous one in next appearance, and even faster than the one before it, which was sim to end game. Now the first thing I want to tackle is if you went ahead and actually loaded up the diamond perks and diamond equipment and then created that new file or new loadout I should say, and then sold it, it seems like you still are going to have those diamond perks and diamond equipment until SDS finds a way to strip it from us. But I feel like that is going to be very difficult to do unless we toggle into the diamond perk. So as of right now, we're in good standing in my opinion. For the road to the show missions, I want you guys to keep an eye on it. So this is repeatable. So once we get 50, it restarts. 15 out of 20. Once we get 20, it restarts. 25 out of 35. Once we get to 35, it restarts. 4 out of 12. Once we get to 12, it restarts. But pay attention to these. 15 out of 30. 25 out of 100, and then 4 out of 60. We're about to go ahead and do the method. I'm using the Duke, which is my diamond archetype, and just so you all can see that the diamond equipment is now working as well as the perks, when you enter a game and you actually play it out, you will see that the diamond equipment does affect your players' attributes, as I now have over 100 contact and over 100 power on both sides, and you will have that too. So we're very blessed for that. When it comes to the training camps, always work on whatever is going to improve your ball player for Diamond Dynasty or Road to the Show, depending on what it is you play. Now we're gonna play one game and then we're gonna exit out just to show you all that the progress is tracked. I played an entire game of me actually playing the Road to the Show game and the progress was not tracked. All you do is go to exit game, simulate an exit, and then press whatever button is right over there that says skip. So for PlayStation, it's circle. For Xbox, it's most likely going to be, I believe, B. So we got a triple, we went 1 for 3, and then we got a walk. So that's 4 plate appearances, 1 extra base hit, and 1 hit that should be added to us. Let's see if in terms of progress, it was added. So we got the extra base hit. If you want to 100% make sure that we got the plate appearance, don't worry. I will go ahead and show you all that we did get the plate appearances, because when you go to the loadout and you go to the Duke, you go to Road to the Show missions, you will see that it has reset. Now, it should be at 3 right now, but I'll take that reset just to have it as well, since everything else is tracking. Another thing I want to add, yes, every single time you go ahead and enter a loadout, it resets your appearance no matter what your appearance is. We're gonna play this game as well, and then after this we get a rest day. After the rest day, then we have a 3-game series, so I can show you all that it does work for a 3-game series as well. Now we got walked a ton of times, but walks are plate appearances, so they should have counted regardless. We went 0 for 4, got a strikeout, 2 strikeouts. Keep in mind that while you do simulate games, your base attributes will go down if your player does not perform well. So we got 4 plate appearances as we should, and as you see, my contact has gone down, so now I got to get it back up to a 50 if I want my base attributes to be as high as they were before. So I had 87 contact versus right. Now because it dropped to a 49, if we go to our player card, you will see that I have 86. So once you get those to 50, that's what increases the attributes before the equipment even has any chance of touching it, and then your perks will always affect it. But if you have your base attributes maxed out, it will go ahead and help it out even more. So we're most likely having a training day. We're gonna skip this little cinematic. We're gonna activate the Duke. Whatever archetype you're working on using, or whichever archetype you're working on, make sure before each and every single game you activate it, because if you don't activate it, then you're not going to be tracking progress for it. Now, I'm not sure why if you play the actual game, it doesn't track progress. I'm not sure why next appearance doesn't track progress either, because in my opinion, it should. So we got 3 singles there. In the previous one, we had gotten 1 extra base hit. This one is 3 singles, so we probably have 29 hits as of right now, if I'm remembering correctly. Either 29 or 28. We're gonna simulate this one as well to see how far we go in terms of hitting, and it seems like we're hitting a lot better when simulating. 1 for 5, well, that's not a lot better, but that's 4 hits in total, so I'll take that as opposed to what I was getting previously, which is me going 0 for 7, 0 for 8 in a series, and then maybe 0 for 12 or 1 for 12 with a home run because I was lucky enough. And now that equipment is affecting players, I think that's also helping out players a lot. So we hit a home run, we also hit a single. So that's 1 extra base hit. In total, I believe those were 7 hits that we got in that 3-game series. So let's go to progress. We have 20 out of 50 plate appearances before we had 0. So it counted each and every single plate appearance that we had not received. In terms of total hits, we have 32 hits. So clearly it's tracking the hits, it's tracking the extra base hits, it's tracking everything we want. Now, one thing I have to let you all know is that you're not supposed to be getting experience after simulating the games. Whenever you see a YouTube video and the player gets experience, it's because they reached a certain level of progression in the archetype program. Now, how do you know what to do for the archetype program? You just enter whichever archetype it is you're working on, and then on the bottom left, it's gonna tell you what to press to view the program. You press that and you either check the road to the show missions that you have to do or the Diamond Dynasty missions that you have to do. Now, besides that, we're gonna teach you all as well how to go into Diamond Dynasty and insert your player. So you're gonna go select Diamond Dynasty, you're gonna go to manage squad, and whatever position your player plays at, you're gonna go ahead, drop down a series, toggle ball player, back out, and then he's gonna be there. Now, keep in mind that even though it says the Hawk and it's showing left field, the Hawk is not a left field primary archetype. It is a shortstop. Crime Dog is not left field either. It is a third baseman. The Duke is the only left field one. So that is how we get him to be at his primary position. Let's replace him real quick so I can show you all what I mean by that. So if we put Minnie Minoso back and then try to get our ball player once again and we selected the Hawk, it's gonna say secondary position because the Hawk is the only one that actually plays left field. So that is a quick tip for you all. If you're wondering how do I know what position my player plays at, well, when you select the Hawk over here, for example, it tells you shortstop above the overall. Right above me, if you go to the Duke, it shows you the Duke is left field primary, and then it tells you on the right hand side what the other archetype is. The Wizard, shortstop primary, etc. And yes, even though you select the archetype, it does not kick you out in terms of the perks you use unless you try to replace the archetype. So I wouldn't even try to replace it or mess around with that. Now, if you're wondering how to create a two-way player or how to insert your pitcher into Diamond Dynasty, it's exactly the same method. You're gonna go into Diamond Dynasty and you're gonna go to relief pitchers, whatever the primary archetype is, which is relief pitchers for the one that I'm currently using. You're gonna go to the bullpen, you're gonna toggle ball player, and then you're gonna activate the relief pitcher loadout that you have, and then your created player is in Diamond Dynasty. Now, yes, there is a bug that unfortunately does not allow you to actually see your true overall, but always will show you as a 65 overall bronze. Now, if you want to create a two-way player, you can create a two-way player and it's gonna work on both archetypes at the same time. I will show you all how to do this real quick as well. So you just go to setup ball player, you put whichever archetype it is you want to work on primarily as your first one. So we want to work on the Duke. We're gonna select the Duke and then we're gonna back out. It's gonna say roster selection, use current rosters. And the team that I always like picking, especially if you're current gen, because you can't select what stadium your team plays on, I believe, is going to be the Colorado Rockies, because they play in Coors Field, and in the minors they play in, what is it called? They play in Ship It. So Ship It has high elevation. That's gonna help you out a ton. We're gonna go to the Colorado Rockies now. So we have selected the Rockies. I want you all to keep in mind, if you're trying to make your position a catcher, if you are a left-hander, you cannot be a catcher. You have to be a right-handed thrower in order to have catcher as one of the positions available. What I would suggest is making yourself a shortstop. So we're gonna play short or catcher, If you have putouts and assists, make a new one and play catcher. If you don't have putouts and assists, then shortstop is going to be fine. Catcher is fine for putouts and assists. Shortstop is just as good. So you want to make one of the two. So we're just going to go ahead and press play next. One of the games, it's going to ask us to pitch. And whenever it does ask us to pitch, for example, here we're the starting pitcher. We play the game and we go down to our pitching archetype loadout that we created. We activate it, and now that it's activated, once we enter the game, we do the same process that we've been doing the entire time. Each time you get called up to AAA or the majors, create a new file and go back down to the minors, because you're gonna face a lot easier pitching and you're gonna be able to hit tremendously better. So that's why we always drop down. I pitched 6 innings, had 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 1 earned run. So horrible control, but only allowing 1 run is pretty good in my opinion. So we can check the progress and see if it worked. And look at that, it's working towards Filthy, our pitching archetype. And then let's go for the hitting archetype and see whether or not it's working for the hitting archetype as well. And if we can work on 2 archetypes at the same freaking time, right? Because that's the coolest thing in the world to do. So here I'm playing shortstop, so I'm activating the Duke because that's the hitting archetype that I'm looking to progress. And we're gonna do the exact same thing we've been doing the entire time. All we do, simulate an exit and then just simulate the entire game. Now, another big piece of advice that I have for all of you is going to be to make sure that when he asks you, hey, do you want to be a 2-way player? You say yes if you're looking to work on both archetypes at the same time. If you're not looking to work on both archetypes at the same time, then you say no, I just want to be a hitter. So you can go through the games a lot quicker just being a hitter. And that's how you basically work on 2 archetypes at the same time. Now, if you did end up enjoying today's content, make sure to hit that like button, red subscribe button, turn on the channel notifications, become a member of the channel if you would like to by pressing that join button and then that red subscribe button. Follow me on all my socials, turn on the channel notifications if I haven't said that already. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace out.